Hey there, everyone. Daniel Lowry back with another episode. I felt a little defeated yesterday, I'm not going to lie, because that Adaptix C2 thing. And honestly, I don't blame Adaptix. I don't necessarily blame Windows. It might have been a Qt problem, but I was trying to install Adaptix C2 on a Windows host, and it was Windows 11. That did not go well. There's this component called Qt that is required to get this thing working. And of course, we learned that you can't even install the server on Windows. It's only the client that can run on Windows. The server must run on Linux. So I was just like, no, I really don't like the way I left things. I hate that we weren't unable to get the client installed in a Windows operating system, at least not on Windows 11. And my thought, if you watch that video, I was like, well, maybe on a server, maybe Windows Server, that would go better. I happen to have a Windows 2022 server just laying around. Took a snapshot of that VM so that I can just roll on back as soon as I'm done messing with this. And then I think somebody dropped in the comments of that previous video that they installed it on server, and yeah, it worked. So we're going to try it on server today. I've skipped a lot of steps already, and I am at the installation guide here for Windows at that whole download Qt installer. I've already downloaded the Qt installer. So if you want to see that, you go back and watch how I did that. How did I get that package? It's fairly easy. You make a login for Qt, you download the thing. And I've also downloaded the Adaptix GitHub repo. Okay. So I'm fairly set to jet. Let's see if we can't make this Windows 2022 server rock and roll. I still need this guide here because I didn't memorize all the little tick boxes that need to be set for us. But fingers crossed, kids. Let's see what happens. All right, so let's go into my folder here. Let's get into the downloads. There's the Qt installer right there. Double clicking. Here we go. Clicking. I'll move this over here. Move it over here. There you go. Click next. And then from here, we are going to give it, oh, that's right. I have to give it my account, which I wrote down because I would have never remembered that. Because I'm a huge Van Halen fan, if anybody knows me. And that was at mailfence, that's right, .com. So my little account creation email address there. And then, of course, I have a password to give it. There we go. I don't care about any of that stuff, but I have to click this disable sending usage statistics before the next button shows up. So there we go. Getting it going. Now, I remember correctly the last time I looked at this, or when I did this, which was, yesterday, I think. Once we get to the I'm installing, it takes about 6 or 7 minutes or so. So I'll do just like I did before when that pops up, which is I'll pause the video at that point in time, but we'll keep watching here. Right now, it's just a progress bar, which, whatever, I guarantee it's going to get to 99% and then go, hey, remember how I was doing that whole progress thing? And now I stopped. You see that? Actually, that wasn't too bad. I hate when they do, it's like it just races to 99% and then sits there for 45 seconds before it moves on. Very annoying. Extracting meta information. Well, I hope you extract whatever you extract like better this time, because last time you totally sucked. Okay, here's where we needed to do the custom installation. And I think that the only things that I did click these, but I'm going to click this custom installation here. Bang. And click next. All right, this is where we got to drill down and take a look at each one of these options. So Qt Studio, Design Studio, is that what I'm looking at? What was it? Yeah, Design Studio, Qt Design Studio, which is the latest and greatest, and that should be fine. All right, then we've got Qt, and under Qt, we have a few options. All right, so Qt, under Qt, we have a few options. What are those options? Going with 682 here in their guide, we need MingW 1310, sources, and additional libraries. All right. Here we have 691, which is fine. Build tools. Did I have to go in there? I think so. Let's go back. They had options underneath that. And then the build tools also had options. I don't see any of these options under Qt of 682. And then it had a drop down. Did I miss that? Oh, yes, I did. Why, yes, I did, Daniel. There you go. Okay, that's already checked. We need sources and additional libraries are already checked. Cool. Anything else that I missed? No, that looks right. Okay, now we go under build tools. 1310, which I believe we have under build tools. 1310, we'll check that off right there. Then we need, I think, CMake, CNinja, I believe we need this OpenSSL 3016 toolkit. Let's check that. Yep. Looking good. Okay, and then under Qt Creator, everything should be checked. All right, we'll go back to Qt Creator right there. Actually, these were the only things that were checked. So that's what we're going to go with. I know I did all of these last time, and maybe that was the problem. Again, when your installation instructions do not line up perfectly with what you are seeing, that can cause a problem. So whoever's maintaining Adaptix, if you really want to get some legs on this thing and have people use it as their open source C2 of choice, you're going to want to stay. I mean, documentation will make or break for me. Like, I will legit abandon a product unless it's just so fire that I can't live without it, and they get away. So they get away with being crap at their documentation. But if you got junky documentation, it just makes me so frustrated that I won't deal with you. And that's kind of where I might be with this. Oh, you have great documentation with your Linux systems. So obviously you mean for it to be installed on Linux, but this whole Qt system, man, you got to get on top of that. When they update, you got to update. That's just how it goes. And it's open source. I know I'm kicking you. You're doing something nice. It's my frustration is overriding my better judgment. So I'm sorry. I retract. You're doing a free thing. What I should be saying is, if you're out there enjoying open source products, maybe you should be making video walkthroughs and then submitting that as something like that. Or, hey, I'll help you maintain and update all your documentation. So help the open source community, kids, and make better documentation. All right, so there's my rant aside. I think everything should be good to go. Let's get this install. Hit next. We're going to have to click these lovely little things here. We'll go with that. That's default, so that looks good. Click next. And then it all looks set to Jet. I will associate common file types with Qt Creator and click install. Okay, so this is where it's going to go install fun. I will now pause the video, and when we return, we should have a baked turkey, and hopefully we get a little farther than we did in the previous episode. So be right back. See you in just a second. Okay, so we're back. Was almost done installing, and then this error popped up. I just wanted to make sure that you saw that this is something that happened. But yeah, so I'm just going to hit retry on this. See if this works. Or retry. And then, yeah. So how about I ignore it? What is it installing? It says, error during installation process, qttools.qt design studio program crashed. Man, Qt does not impress me. See, because this is a server 22 is completely updated. It's stripped down. There's nothing really running on it. I don't understand the problem. Why Qt? All right, but there we go. I'm going to hit ignore, see what it does. We'll see if it even works after that. All right. It's still installing stuff. We're almost done, actually. So, okay. It did finish. I don't know why that happened. It says, Qt has now been installed on your computer. We'll find your installation located. You'll find your installation in this location on your computer, C:/Qt. Okay. I'm going to click finish. And let's go see if we can run Qt. I somehow doubt it. I do not have high hopes for this. Let's see, Qt Creator Enterprise. Is that what I want? So there's the Design Studio. Is that what they want me to run? Let me go back to the, it says in Qt Creator, open project, select the, oh, that's right. I got to go unzip that file real quick. Let's go back to downloads. Let's unzip Adaptix C2, extract all, click extract. All right, almost there. Okay, that's good. We'll need that. And now here's the here is the moment of truth here, right? So Qt Creator. It is spinning Cheerio. Things are happening. Okay, we definitely have gotten farther than we did with Windows 8. Okay, I have an evaluation period for a certain amount of time. So I will close this. And now I guess we have Qt Creator running. Okay. Okay, definitely farther than we did before. I don't know if we're going to run into any issues because of that error that we got, but it says to open project, select makelists.txt or cmakelists.txt. After downloading the project, change the build type to release and build the project. All right, so open project. Let's see here. Project. And open project. There it is right there. Open project. Go to downloads. Adaptix C2 main. Adaptix C2 main. And it was called, what was it? cmakelists.txt. cmakelist, that's not what I want. So where's that at? cmakelist. I think it's in the client folder. There it is. Right there. Bam. Open. Okay. And then once I do that, it says after downloading the project, change the build type to release and build the project. Okay. And there is a screenshot, so we should probably look at that. Okay, there's release. Okay, there's build, there's release, deploy, configuration. Okay. Again, never done this before, but configure project. Do I need to do anything else? Following kits can be used for this type of project. Build and run. What is all? Okay, right now this thing's checking for updates, so that's fun. I'm getting all this stuff. I'm just going to kind of close these little lovely things out. I can't until that gets out of the way. Maybe I can get that maybe later. There we go. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out where everything is. Go back and look at this. So project, Adaptix C2, build, deploy. I don't see. There's build and run here. Maybe it's scrolling down here. Projects, no, that's how you use. Select all kits. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know what any of this means, honestly. I got this release thing, so maybe we definitely want that. And then we'll hit. Okay, I'm just going to hit configure Okay, I've selected release, which was not selected before. Didn't really tell me what to do. It does seem like it assumes that you know how to use Qt Creator. I do not. I've never used this before in my life. I'm going to configure the project. Maybe we're going to get somewhere. It's got a little moving thing. We got ourselves a fun error. Configuring Adaptix. File system, CMake lists. Okay. That was obviously the wrong thing. But whatever, this is how you learn this stuff. All right, file, we'll try to open a project. Open file or project. There it is. CMake. Oh, now it's got this thing. .user cancel. So I wonder what I'm missing, because I've never used, like I said, I've never used this before. I don't know how to use this. After downloading the project, change the build type to release. I didn't see this. Create a directory for the client where all dependencies will be copied. Okay, move the Adaptix C2.exe directory. Okay, that's once we get this part done. So it looks like Qt is basically like building the executable that we're going to need to run our clients. That's what this is for. But that did not work. So can I delete this? Adaptix Client, run, clear, da. I don't see, and I've got the lawnmower guy right outside my door now. That's fun. He's literally just parked maybe 20 feet from where I'm at right now. So hopefully the mic isn't picking that up and causing a little rumble. This is interesting. Okay. So file system, I don't see anything about the deploy thing. How about build? Run CMake, rescan project. How about that? Send general messages, debug, analyze tools, form editor. Okay, build. I think I need to change that to deploy, but now that I've got this already in here, I'd have to like destroy this project, and I don't know where file. How about open file or project? I assume that's where this is coming from. So let's do this. Let me close it out. Close that, and then we'll reopen Qt. Let's see what that does. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that. Where was that? It was in downloads. Adaptix C2 main, Adaptix C2 main under Adaptix Client, and then it's got this user. I'm going to delete that. There we go. And hopefully I can just start a new project, give it that name, Design Studio. Close this, projects, open a project, go to downloads, go to Adaptix C2 main, Adaptix C2 main, Adaptix Client, CMake lists, open, hit release, and then, no, not configure project yet. Okay, import build from, is that what we were looking for? Okay, so there was build. So let's see if under build, there's this import build from details. But there is no release. I don't see that. Oh my goodness. Decide later. Get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. I don't see where I could manage kits, maybe. Kits, devices, SDK, environment, Qt versions, compilers. Do you guys see anything that says release? I don't see that. Okay, I'll cancel this. Man, Shevitz, this is getting interesting. Let's hit this manage button. All right, I don't see how you release this or set it the build to really build device, desktop. Yeah, that looks legit. Yeah, run device, environment, build environment, run environment, build and run. I don't see this whole release thing. Okay, boy, this is a struggle, kiddos. I don't see. Profile release with debug information, minimum size release, profile. Okay. Import existing build. Editor, Qt quick language, code style, dimensions, comment, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm just going to click configure project again. And let's see what happens. I guess we can hit these 10 general messages. And it looks like I wish I could get these to go away. That would be great. Oh, I can. Go away. It looks like there is the command cmake.s. Okay, so here's a command. Terminated with execute 1. That would be a problem. So there are issues with this version of Qt. And that is good to know. So it doesn't like this, it doesn't like something, right? It doesn't like this cmake.exe, returned an error. What's the error? Operation sanity check succeeded. Warning, cannot create lock file. Ah ha ha! Users administrator. Aha, I got you now. Well, maybe if we run Qt as administrator, we won't have this problem. So let's close that. Let's go Qt. Let's right click, run as administrator. Thank you, no. Decide later, close, close. And we will open a project. We will do this again every time. I don't care. I don't care. We're doing it. By goodness, I'm going to keep messing around with this until I actually like win. Open. Okay, something different. It's actually making me log in, but could not find Qt WebSockets. Do you wish to install the missing package? Heck yeah, I do. I don't know why that would be a problem, but whatever. Man, this is why people do not enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Right? It's like, why do you hurt me? Why do you do this to me, Demi? That's from The Exorcist. All right, things are definitely happening. Go. Oh, okay. Something definitely is happening. Let's check it for updates. Look at this. We didn't get like hey, this didn't work kind of thing. Now I just got to find this whole build. And it was, what was it? Build, release, deploy configuration. Build. I don't see a release thing here. I do see deploy. I wish I saw, so it says build project Adaptix Client. And then you have deploy. But what have we got going on here? Okay, build, debug, profile, minimum size release. Am I in the wrong thing? Qt Creator. I am running Qt Creator. Man, it does not look like that anymore, apparently. Okay, extensions, projects. That's our project. No, go back to, where are we at? Go back, no. I guess I click this. Yeah. Adaptix Client. All right, so this is just like all the files for it. Adaptix Client. I think I just have to build it. All right, build. What happens if I hit deploy? I'm going to hit deploy. Here we go. Oh, so it does say, you can't see it behind my head. It says build right there. I don't know how long that's going to take. So this ought to be interesting. So yeah, it's building. Okay. Okay. Let's, it's moving. It's doing something. We like that. I guess it's going to take a minute or two. So let's give it the minute that it needs to run. If anything pops up, just like before. So I'm just going to pause the video. If anything pops up, we'll come back. Otherwise, next time you see me, it should be done, at least to that extent. So be right back. Okay, the build is done. I got a green little box there. That makes me think something happened. Now I don't know what to do next. So let's get back to the instructions here. That build is done. It says we also need to create a directory for the client where all dependencies will be copied. Move the AdaptixClient.exe executable to this directory. Open cmd.exe and run windeployqt.exe. Okay. So what? What are we doing? Create a directory. All right. Is that what we're seeing here? I don't see a directory there. Users dev, Adaptix Client, Qt68 being 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Looks like it's running this Adaptix Client. Q deploy. Okay. This is not very useful. This is not super useful. I'm not gonna lie. This is a lot of assumed knowledge in these directions here. You're not talking to someone. You always have to assume somebody has never done any of this before. Like, me, for instance. This is a bit of a struggle. We are on the struggle bus. We're on the front seat, and it is doing 95 down a bumpy road. And we have been tasked to, build a house of cards or something. This is really difficult because I don't really understand the context of what this is talking about. Create a directory for the client where all dependencies will be copied. Okay, so I just make some rando directory. Theirs is like users dev desktop Adaptix Client. Okay, so they just put, I think that's what they did. I think they just put, or is that where, no, because that's drilled down. So I'm going to kind of follow their lead and stick something on my desktop here. So let's go here. Let's create a new folder. Right click create, and we will call it Adaptix Clients. Bada bing, there's my Adaptix Client folder. All right, one step is done. Move the AdaptixClient.exe executable to this directory. That assumes I know where that thing is. I only assume it's in that downloads in Adaptix main, Adaptix Clients. But yeah, I don't see where that is. Where did it, maybe it built it in Qt. So, right, if we go back to, where's this local drive? There we go. Local drive, Qt, examples, tools, credits, build, maybe in here. Maybe in here. Where? Oh, where? Doc bin include. Where does it build it? Where does it actually make the thing? Where does this live? Let's go to the welcome. Administrator downloads. CMake. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's in the administrators folder. Let's go here. And I am an administrator there. Okay. dir. Is there anything here? Where did that say that was? In downloads, Adaptix C2 main. Oh, I am an administrator. Okay, gotcha. Yes. Duh, I'm logged in as admin. I usually have a different account, and that's what kind of threw me off. Where does this exist? I can never remember. I don't use Windows for searching for files a lot. So I'm going to have to look it up. How to search Windows. I know you can use I like to use command line stuff. So for file, not RILE, file. Yes, I did mean this. How to search for a file in Windows. Open the start menu. Yeah. Oh, I guess start just does it for you, right? So what was the name of it? It saved it as, let's go back to here. It didn't really tell me. It just said build, right? So build, if I hit deploy, it just said build. It didn't show me anything about where that goes. Run without deployment. Open build, QML, rescan, okay. But it doesn't tell me where this is. It doesn't tell me anything about this. Goodness gracious, software, please. All right, so let's run Adaptix C2. No, or is it Adaptix Client? No results. No results. Because that was the name of this, right? Yep, Adaptix Client. It tells me where that file is, but it doesn't tell me where it put the file once it built it. Or do build project. It did build the project. Build all projects. Rebuild. Build subprojects. Build all projects in all configurations. Build project for all configurations. Build and run configuration. Run generator. Run CMake. Run blah, 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 blah. I don't want to run it. I want to know where, like, once you've built it, where do you go? Where does it exist? You crazy kook, you. Where do you live? Use File Explorer. All right, we'll try and do using File Explorer. Why not? Search for, let me go to local disk. Search local disk for Adaptix Client. Oh, you. Search results, local disk C. Go, go, go. Find it. Find it now. Find it, please. Working on it, it says. Okay, maybe today is the 19th. Yes, so there's a few possibles so far. That looks like, oh, no. That's, that is the Linux client, I think. Come on, make it to the end. Find all these things. This might be at 732, 727. This might be our winner right here. This might be our winner right here. Those are folders. Those aren't. That might be the only thing we get. Okay. I'm going to go check that. User Administrator General is Adaptix C2. Let me just right click, open folder, open file location. Is this it? There it is, Adaptix Client. I think this is it. Okay. We found it. I think we found it. Goodness gracious. And what is the next thing to do? It is to, all right, we move the Adaptix Client.exe to the new directory which we created on our desktop, then open CND and run windeployqt.exe. All right, so let's do that. So let's grab that. We'll make a copy. Go to our desktop folder. Nope, that's not it. This is on the desktop. Adaptix Clients, and paste that in. There it is. Close that down. And then run this windeployqt.exe, which seems to be down in a oh, that's fun. That's really helpful. Appreciate that. And CQT version number mingw_64 bin windeploy. All right, let's go to that. We will go to actually desktop and then CD to Adaptix Clients. dir. Okay, I think we might actually be there. So C:\/ QT/ yes. No, go back. Dang, I hate when that happens. 6 point whatever. There we go. /mingw. mingw64 / bin, and then it's the windeployqt.exe. Bin. What was it? I'm horrible at remember these. Windeploy, not mingdeploy. Windeploy.exe, and then give it the AdaptixClient.exe. Let's see if this works. Oh, make sure I didn't miss a step because I'm horrible at OpenCV and run that. It doesn't say run it as administrator, so we might get an error. We might have to redo this again. But I am administrator, but this is not an administrative thing. Okay, we did it. No errors. Things seem to have gone kind of well. That looks pretty. Now we can start it. All right, so starting it. I have the Adaptix server running. It should be there. This is all. Yeah. Getting the server running. Where is the clients? Adaptix Client. After the client is launched. All right. Anything special about that? I don't know. I don't think so. So we just go to our desktop and fire this monkey off. Go here. And then the Adaptix Client, double click. Bada bing. Oh, kids. We did it. It actually stinking worked. Oh my word. All right. My user is, I don't remember. It's in the profile. Let's go over to the Kali Linux machine. Because I do not remember the name of the user that's in that JSON file. So, because that's where you remember all these things. But I probably just created one called Daniel or D. Lowry or something. So we'll try that. User D. Lowry, password. Meh. And then the project. I don't have a project. I'll just say host of, I think it's 10.10.10.136. Right? It should tell us right here. Yep, 136. Cool. And that was on port. Did it tell us that as well? 5,000. Yeah, no, that's a listener. Started 2 listeners. 4321. Booyah. 4321. 4321. And connect. Project is empty. Project, we'll just say new. Because why not? Oh, there is an endpoint. Oh, man, I forgot. Got to have an endpoint. I think it's just called /endpoint. Connect. Login failure. Okay, yeah. Maybe it was Daniel. Connect. Project already exists. Okay, we'll make it new too. Connect. Dang it, I don't remember my username and password, but this is working. Project host, okay. What did I use as my password for this thing? I would have sworn it was just that. I do not remember what I made my password for that thing. Can I create a new user? That would be great, but I don't. Again, I don't remember, but we did get it running, and it does work. Had I remembered what my username and password is, we would be able to log in. But I haven't messed with the Adaptix in a couple of weeks now because that's how long it's been since I did the very first video on that. So I don't remember what I made that. I definitely want to remember so that I can get logged in. But this is awesome. We actually got the thing to work. So there you go. We win. Hey, this is Daniel from the future. After I made the video, I remembered what my password was because I went and rewatched my other video on when I set this up. And I did get logged in. I wanted to show you that really quick. There it is right there. Still running in Windows. Everything is there. Yay. It all works. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. We love it. So just wanted to kind of throw that on the hill. And now back to the video. I very well may reach out to the people at Adaptix and say, you know, there's some assumed knowledge going on there, and maybe we can make this a little more conceptual than specific on the Windows client installation, kind of give a little more understanding to what's going on with each of the steps so that as the versions change, as Qt changes, that will be a little bit easier for people to follow, even if things are not 100% lined up perfectly like that. And maybe I'll help them with that documentation because, right, I started to be upset with them about it. And then I realized, no, that's not the way to fly. What we need to do is come together and help them because it's an open source project. And I do like this project. So I need to contribute as much as I can. You do as well. Thanks for watching. This was fun. Look forward to seeing you in the next video that I've got coming out. I don't know what that's going to be, but I look forward to seeing what it is because I have no idea. If you like this video, if it helped you out, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. Leave a comment. And if you know some things about it, or let the people at Adaptix know that they could use this couple of videos as help in their documentation just on their own, that could be useful. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, keep hacking.